Hi everyone and welcome back to IRYPPOD, the podcast. I'm Shabaz.
I'm Sophia.
And well, we're here and it is what episode?
13.
14, 13, 15.
14.
It's an episode, isn't it?
In the teens.
Roll the credits. No. Roll the title. Anyway, Sophia, how are you today on this fine Sunday morning?
Freezing.
It is so cold, isn't it?
It's so cold, which is why we sat here in our hoodies.
This is the idea that Sophie gave me. She was like, do you know what? Shall we do all the
I just didn't want to get out of my PJs today.
Yeah, I didn't even wash my face.
was.
I just sort of rolled out of bed with what I was wearing last night. Hold on.
I hope you washed your face.
Oh, yeah, it still has
this
a smell
morning.
from sleep smell.
Ew.
Anyway, what have you been up to? What are you getting up to?
Well, I'm going to Saudi Arabia.
I know.
This week coming, which I'm really, really excited about. So I'm going to
You're going to Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know why you said it like that though. Because you say Saudi, innit?
Because I usually say Saudi.
And then you thought they don't know what Saudi is.
Saudi
so.
Arabia. Because I'm going to do my Umrah pilgrimage.
Amazing. That's such an honour.
Really good.
And you've never been before?
Never been before.
Excited?
First time.
Nervous?
Really, really excited.
How do you think you're going to do?
Don't know.
Like feet-wise and health-wise?
Don't know. I'm just
wear a mask because there's a lot of people there.
I have to wear a mask. I've been told I have to.
Yeah,
my doctor said I have to wear a mask.
Only reason I say that is I'm not one of those people that's like super, oh my God, you're going to catch stuff. But
you're surrounded by like
but also your
millions
immune
of people
system.
from all of us.
I know, but I wouldn't have an issue with that because it's like going to Manchester. You know what I mean? If anything is cleaner than that. Go to Trafford Centre, love. Trust and believe you're catching something.
You're catching something, yeah.
But the reason I say it is because your immune system is a bit shot in it at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was editing the last podcast that we did, right? And my God, anytime you take a pause, you just hear, yeah. So you need to, do you know what?
It's getting better because of my steroids. It's getting better.
Oh yeah, it definitely sounds better.
I sound better this week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can't hear it at all.
You can't hear it
lovely.
today.
That'll be a dream to edit.
Until I start laughing, it's like...
But it's not that it was in between. What happened was when you're telling a story, so I can tell a story and breathe. What you do is you tell a story, and I realized, because I was like, this is so annoying. She takes about 15 minutes just to explain something because you're like, the thing is,
and that is
you
why.
hear the gasp, but I was like,
that is why.
Yeah, but it's annoying.
Like you say things so slow, and I'm like, no, I need chance to breathe.
The only reason I say that is because I think because we have the visual podcast, I don't think we really think about the non-visual listeners. So sometimes we say things and I think there's people listening on audio that'll be like, there was one bit in the last week's podcast where we were laughing.
Yeah.
But we were laughing and we were doing signs at each other like, and I thought the person who's listening is just silent for them. They could just hear like a noise, yeah. So, that's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
I've got an exciting week this week as well, but the previous week, it was actually, yeah, there was exciting. I was thinking about it, I was like, I haven't done anything. Went to watch Spend in the Royal Arts Theatre. It is so good. Yeah. Honestly, it was phenomenal to watch because I love West End, but like theatre productions. Yeah. But this one's different because the Royal Arts Theatre, I want to say Royal Exchange Theatre.
Yeah.
It's a round one, so they've got like the theatre's in the middle and people sit around it, a bit like
an amphitheatre,
like the Globe, like the Shakespearean Globe where everyone sat around.
Amphitheatre.
I'm sorry.
I'm sure it is. It is.
Well, okay. Well, just maybe don't say it if you're not sure because then you're going to sound fake, innit? Maybe don't say things you're not 100% sure. Okay, whatever. It was like, so seeing it all in the middle rather than across the stage was so different because I've never seen it like that before. But also the show's about a woman called Viv who won back in them days in like the 60s. She won the equivalent of like 4.2 million. Now this girl's from Yorkshire, poor but real community spirit around them.
Yeah.
Because everybody looks out for each other. Their husbands all work in the mines and whatever. They barely scrape by and they end up winning 4.2 million. You know what I mean? In them days, that would have been, still
that's
now,
rich.
4.2 million, even now, we'd be good. You know what I mean? We'd be sorted. For an average person, we'd be sorted. Basically, how she goes from rags to riches to rags again.
Is it based on a true story?
Yeah. And it's such a phenomenal story because that's whole idea of spend, like the whole thing. They have this trolley where it's just literally the whole show was all about spend, like as in when they got that money, they spend, you know what I mean? Because so it was that idea of like her saying, we didn't know any better. Like I grew up poor. Like what I never. The one thing I wanted to do was do everything I never thought I'd ever be able to do. So you would just.
And
go
that's
in
the thing that comes up, doesn't it, about a lot of lottery winners? Because a lot of them have like you said, have spent everything.
Yeah.
And they don't have anything else to show for it, and that's because of the want of wanting to want something all the time.
And I do get it.
It's a big responsibility to have that, just to be given that amount of money and just being left to your own devices.
And that's what. And back in the day, I don't think they did a lot of like, you know, the lottery people. I don't think they had a lot of support in place. Whereas I think now they give you a bank manager and a financial advisor and everything. I kind of get it. Not in the sense that like I'm making millions. Believe me, as like my mother seems to think I'm making millions. Everyone else seems to think I'm making millions. I wish I was making millions. But I get the fact that I started making money based off social media, but I started making more money than I would have done
in your 9 to 5.
In my 9 to 5. I get the idea because all I did in that first year was spend. And at the same time, I don't regret it.
Yeah.
Because I spent on stuff. I treated my friends. I took my family out. I sent my parents to Umrah. I got a chance to do stuff that I never would have been able to do.
Just on a regular wage.
So why not? And like ultimately, I don't know what the longevity of all this is. For me, it was like live in the moment and enjoy it, because I could walk outside and I could get run over. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, you know, completely don't save for the future. But at the same time, I wasn't going to stinge. Like, I will go and eat if I want to go and eat, because, you know, there's been times where we've not had that opportunity to do that. So I will go and spend.
But I do think for yourself, because like for other influencers out there or content creators, they might not have anything to fall back on. You always have your teaching to fall back on.
That's it. Yeah.
So that'll always play in your mind that if one day I wake up and this has all gone away, you've still got something to fall back on. Whereas some people don't have that.
And I say that a lot to younger people that like ask me about advice and stuff. And I say, please make sure that you just have a backbone, because not everything, one thing that is given to you is a career and a degree. It is yours. No one can take that away from you. No one can take away your experience or your degree from you. And everyone's like, college isn't for me, uni's not for me. And that's fine.
Yeah.
But at the same time, your degree's still your degree.
But there's so many other options out there. I mean, you can do an apprenticeship. You can get qualifications through that.
Just our qualification, your qualification.
There's so many other ways that you can get things that are like your safety net.
Yeah. And that's why I say that you're not wrong in the sense that it took a lot longer for me to do what I was doing, but I never intended for any of this. So spend. But yeah, so that's what. Oh, this week I've got a busy week because I'm actually going to finish the full set for my tour. By the way, tickets are available.
I can't wait to see it.
We're putting together the clips that, because I wanted it to feel interactive, like an interactive show rather than just joke, go home now. So it's going to be like sections like the podcast is. There's going to be an I'm Rich You're Poor bit in there. There's going to be criticizing like celebrity outfits. So all of that is a part of the show.
And that's nice not to have it just like a regular stand-up like the majority of comedians do. So that's going to be really interesting to watch. So I cannot wait. So make sure you go out and get your tickets, guys.
Yeah, get your tickets, link in the description. And if you're listening to this, then buy them, innit?
So our next topic, guys, is what you're watching.
Go on. What have you been watching?
So have you watched Carry On Netflix?
I don't know why. That was like I was hinting. So I was giving clues on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah. Is that a yes? Is that a no?
Is that no? Yes, I have. Yeah. Because the reason I paused there, and
why did you just pause?
Right, because the reason I paused was because I thought you were going to say something more, but you just kind of looked at me and I just looked at you. The other thing was I thought it was okay. I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was like something
phenomenal.
Like it stayed on number 1 for weeks, but I think, bear in mind, a lot of people were at home.
But that was the Christmas movie.
wouldn't necessarily say...
I wouldn't call it a Christmas movie. The only thing that made it Christmas is everyone was travelling at Christmas.
Yeah, but Die Hard, isn't it? That's just Die Hard.
Yeah.
So...
But it was a really interesting film because
good.
I feel like they haven't made movies like that in such a long time.
I just didn't think it was realistic. Like, I'm sorry, they don't even let you take a packet of crisp on board without thinking, and this man's taking a whole ass bomb. You know what I mean? It just, some of the things were just a bit ridiculous.
But he hadn't taken it. He was trying to get it through.
Yeah, but he was trying to get it through by one security person and no one else noticed it. I'm telling you, my cousin works at security. She told me that it ain't that easy. You can't just bribe one person and let you take on a bomb. You know what I mean? There's a lot more layers. Yeah, I know it's a film and I'll get all that, but a lot of the stuff, like when he's in the luggage compartment, he's fully stood up. I don't know what kind of plane this is that he's fully stood up in the luggage. They were like, they are tiny. It's crawl space.
That's what I thought.
Have you seen the plane?
Maybe it's like a jumbo jet.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, some sort of.
Because the way he gets him though. But I think to myself, I knew, and do you know when you just know what a film's ending is going to be?
Well, you always do.
Because you're like, you never made it into the police. This is your time to shine now, mate.
Yeah, you are going to be the hero. Well, you know he was a hero anyway. I would have liked the movie if he just died. And
Why?
because I think it'd be a shocker. You'd be like,
well, I thought he was going to win.
I beg your pardon. That's something I didn't expect. No, I did think it was good. I just don't think, it didn't blow me away.
But do you know what? There are a lot of films don't lately.
Talking about blowing
you... just me?
Listen, blowing you away, Shogun. I cannot tell you how obsessed I am with that show. So Shogun's available on it was a Hulu show or it's an FX show and it's available on Disney Plus or anywhere you want to watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm so obsessed with it. So I heard about it when obviously the Emmys happened because it won 18 Emmys. Now a show to win 18
Emmys. It was Golden
Emmys.
Globes, wasn't it?
No, 8 Emmys. It won 18 Emmys first. And I was like, okay, well, clearly... There must be something.
I've seen
in
adverts
this show.
for it all the time, and I've never clicked on it.
I can't
did
believe
click on it the other day.
People haven't. I've not heard as much about it. Maybe my circle, I've not heard much about it, or my For You page, or my algorithm. I haven't heard so much about it, but it is phenomenal. And then obviously it won loads at the Golden Globes and stuff. And I would say so well deserved. I cannot tell you how stunning visually the costumes, the culture. It's Game of Thrones with spices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Game of Thrones was very, yes, it was good. There's no denying it. The ending was awful, but there's not much nuance to culture and real tradition that I crave to see in a show like that. It is so powerful. The acting is phenomenal. And one thing I love about it, they do not care. The whole show is in Japanese.
Why not?
Absolutely. Like, why are we going to make it English for you? Like, that's not what we would talk like.
Yeah.
The other thing that they did do, which I think was really smart, was obviously, bear in mind, the show's based in the time where Portugal had come over and traded and whatever.
Yeah.
So a lot of Catholicism was spread. It's very limited now, but at that time, there was quite a lot of it. And they speak Portuguese. And they obviously believe in God. So there's like Christians, Japanese Christians there. And but when they speak Portuguese to each other, they translate that for English. So they actually talk in English, but they're like, can you speak Portuguese? Yeah, I'm speaking. I'll speak to him in Portuguese. How you doing, love? Because obviously it's for us, which I think is the smartest thing to do. So not everything, not all the conversations are. But I love it because it's not one of those shows that you can just play on your phone or be browsed. You like doing other things, not background show.
You have to be into it.
Immersed into it. And I love that for the show. I think I can't stop raving about it because it's so phenomenal. And I think anyone that has not watched it, you do not know what you're missing out. It is so well made.
Have you watched Dubai Bling Season 3?
Oh, so I always hated Dubai Bling. So anytime it came on, they just knocked me sick. I was like, you know how I feel about like the Dubai lifestyle. Not the Dubai lifestyle, but that version of it. So I was kind of like, ugh. But I have seen so many clips about it and like fighting or whatever that I thought, I need to actually watch it.
But do you know what? The amount of drama that happens.
I feel like it's scripted though.
Some of it is a bit exaggerated. Dubai Bling is a bunch of rich people in Dubai
with rich people problems,
with literally rich people issues. Like they are having arguments about who said what to who.
Why did you criticize the fact that I had my Birkin in a sandbag? I'm sorry,
you mean a dust bag?
A dust bag,
sandbag.
It is in. I mean, come on, we are in Dubai. And I ain't rich, so I ain't putting a dust bag on anything. But she, like that. But is that your biggest argument?
They had a full on. This was just episode 1 of season 3, where they end up fighting with each other because of it. Safa, sometimes she just needs to tone it down. I get it. You got big feelings, girl. We've got big feelings. I
would say the person I love. Okay, so I bear in mind I'm only on season 1, so I'll give you my like overview, and you can tell me whether you agree. I love the Saudi Arabian presenter one. The one with love her.
Lejane I think is absolutely lovely.
She's got a value. She's got a culture, and she's the only one that genuinely feels like she is rich.
She's literally like
the only one that genuinely feels like she's rich and is.
She's the mother hen of everyone.
Yeah, but also,
and she likes everyone to be at peace.
I really do like the tall one that's friends with Safa.
Zaina.
I don't know. I know she's a bit of a chumage, but I do like her.
But the thing with Zaina, she's a proper boss woman.
Yeah. I do feel bad for Farhana because I get that she's trying to make money off the influencer life, but also she is what I hate about an influencer. She's everything I hate. Just the hi guys, we're here today. Look, we're here. You know what I mean?
Like she's the typical influencer.
And I get that secure in the bag and do whatever, but I feel like they brought her on to be the butt of the joke, and I do feel bad for her because I feel like they all do bully her a little bit.
I'll tell you why that is. So in the Arab world, there's kind of like a hierarchy of where all different Arabs fit in the ranks. Yeah. So if you're Emirati, which is what DJ Bliss is, his wife.
Yeah.
So they're like the top of the pecking order. So they're at the top, right? And then you've got obviously like your Saudis, and then you've got... So these are all Arabs ranked in different ranks, right?
Right, okay. Oh, I'm learning something today.
So when it comes to South Asians, so like Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis,
we're at the bottom of the barrel.
You guys are literally, to them, the bottom of the pecking order. A lot of Indians and Pakistanis, a lot of South Asians in Dubai and in places like this, they do have the cleaner jobs. They have the cab drivers. They have the regular day-to-day jobs that everyone has, which... Some people with money, which I think is absolutely awful.
I know what you're going to say.
See it as kind of you're beneath me in a situation.
This is what it was like. I'm in Pakistan itself. So forget like having two different cultures. Yeah, like in Pakistan itself is like, well, you're a driver, so I need to treat you like a driver, not a human being.
Which is, I think, is just crazy.
Wild, mate.
I'm Moroccan, but I'm not Arab enough to be
all right, okay, considered
in that situation kind of thing. When I watch it personally, I can see kind of where they're trying to come at a little
racism.
So there's a little bit of nuance there.
Right, so now I'm going to look at it a little bit different.
So when you see it, like especially in the new season 3, there's a lot of, they kind of like go at her. Whereas the thing is with DJ Bliss, he's kind of always got her back kind of thing. He's always got Farhana's back.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to mediate the situation kind of thing. But she does kind of get the brunt of things because you're not from here, basically. You're not like the rest of us. Sometimes she'll be sat there and like in season 3, Safa's having a full conversation. She's sat right there.
I think you do it on purpose, innit? They're like, oh, she doesn't know it, so we can talk about her.
But you just don't do that.
I know, but people,
I think it's rude.
People tend to. You and one of your friends used to do that a lot when. No, you did. I know because I was there. I found it really awkward because one of your friends used to do that all the time. It's not like she watches this podcast or listens to it, so it's fine. But she used to purposely, we'd be sat there and she'd just start talking to you in Darija, and I'd be like, what was the need? Like, why could you not have said that in English when that person said...
But it wasn't anything important.
It wasn't anything important, but I don't know that, do I? And it makes you feel a bit uncomfortable. But anyway, going back to Dubai Bling, I do feel sorry for her. I think she is getting the brunt of a lot of things. She is irritating, don't get me wrong. She is a little bit irritating. My biggest problem is with Ibrahim. Now, I don't care about his money and the rest of the trash.
Yeah.
What bothers me most about Ibrahim in general is the way he speaks to women and about women. It bothers me so much because that's... You just don't do it. Like, you literally talk about your mom, and if your mother didn't raise you right, clearly she did not raise you right if that's how you speak to women or more about women. You are not a decent person if that's the way you behave with women. Like, I'm sorry, that just That's the way I'm going to say it. I think what bothers me more than anything is the way you act on the show and the drama and all the theatrics and all that. Like, listen, love, secure your bag. At the same time, just watch your mouth on how you speak. I just can't. I hate it.
And that's why there's been so much drama this season.
Yeah, I know.
You still have to watch.
But I don't feel like there are not enough of the girls back here say that. Like, none of the girls or the guys to be like, just don't speak about women like that. None of his friends say that to me. Sophie, I would
No, when you watch season... No, if you watch season 2, one of the friends on there does confront him about a certain thing.
Yeah, but confronts him about her own personal beef. I don't think any of his friends would confront him about it, because then he wouldn't carry on. Surely not. I'm sure if you knew that you were behaving like that. Trust me, Ibrahim, if you're watching this, I'll clip this just for you. Watch your mouth on how you speak to women. Your mother did not raise you right.
Mic drop.
That's true. Anyway, oh my God, do you know what else I forgot? Squid Games, right? Man, listen, do you know what? We were talking about it and we've talked about it. But the one thing I just want to say is they decided they want to expand, they want to make a Squid Game universe. Squid Game 1987, Squid Game USA, Squid Game the world. I love my American followers, but I really do not want to see a USA version of that show. I don't want to see a British version of that show, although British version might be a little bit funny.
Well, that's what Squid Game, the challenge is. There's a bunch of Americans and British people.
I just don't want to see it. I just don't want to see it.
But at the same time, if they did a 1987 one, I get it, because we want to see what the games were like.
The first game. So it's the first game. So player one, the old man, he's in it, but he's young at the time. So we get to see him as a young person.
I mean. So the backstory is interesting.
Absolutely.
Having like...
the world or
Squid
USA.
Games Morocco, Squid Games Scotland, Squid Games Ireland is not going to make sense.
Right, so the thing is, Squid Games is all about South Korean games, right? So I feel like if they did a USA version, it's going to be like hopscotch. Or you like those kid games.
Hopscotch.
Like if they did UK, it'd be like Kirby.
Like Tinker Tailor.
Yeah, it'd be those kind of little games. But I'm sorry, I don't want to watch that.
Some like the Korean games. Remember how I always told you we used to play the games with the stones?
Yeah.
That's the Gonga game.
Yeah. So we do. There's a lot of things that cross over. Yeah. There's a few things that we have. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, we grew up.
And like Red Light, Green Light, we played that.
Yeah, Red Light, Green Light is just the standard, isn't it? But that's what I'm saying. I feel like I really don't want an American version. Just saying, FYI. So the next topic is I'm Richard Poor, and it is what the podcast is all about. All the shenanigans and all the ridiculousness of the internet. I have a book based all on that, just FYI, if you want to buy it. Speaking of books, and this has been so controversial, but the I'm Richard Poor of this week is book hoarding. I posted a video up yesterday of like this woman with a ginormous room, ceiling to floor, full of thousands and thousands and thousands of books.
Yeah.
And I said, the question, is it overconsumption? Because this is where the debate is. Because reading is so good and so fundamental, but constantly buying books all the time for a job and social media means that you're not really reading them all, because you're also editing videos, you're also doing all the promos, you're also doing all other stuff around it.
Okay.
You're not reading 20 books a day. So collecting 20 books a day, like makeup, collecting so much of it, whilst I get it's a job and whilst I get that the world needs to be educated, isn't it just overconsumption? Because you've now got an entire room's worth of books upon books upon books.
Yeah, but so she's got her own library in her house, basically. Yeah, so but what if she's reading them books?
All of them.
How do you know?
All the time.
If she's bought like a series of books. For example, she's bought the Vampire Diaries and she's got season 1 to season 7, right? And she's reading each of the books because she wants to get through the story. Why is that overconsumption?
Because if she's got... I'm not on about one series, am I? I'm on about, the entire room full of it. So the entire room's not filled with the series she's reading. She hasn't gone, so this is chapter 1, that's chapter 15.
She's buying the books just to say she's got them.
I do think it's overconsumption. And I spoke to one of my friends, Zubs, and Zub said to me, because she's a book talker, bookstagrammer, and she said to me, whilst I completely get it, I bought Jane Austen and I bought 15 versions of the same book because I love Jane Austen and I love Pride and Prejudice. I love Jane Austen in general. But she actually said, yes, it's overconsumption. She admitted that I know it is, but at the same time I love it, which is all I was saying. People wouldn't admit to the fact that it's overconsumption because they like it. So it's not overconsumption to me because I like it. So
yeah, because it's collector's item.
Yeah, because it's collector's item, but I like it, so it's not overconsumption. So I'm going to criticize. I'm going to sit there and he, give you round of applause, pat you on the back when you're criticizing the makeup hoarding or you're criticizing the Birkin woman or you're doing all that. That because I don't do that. But I like reading, so it's
okay.
not
So, for example, Harry Potter. You're a big fan of Harry Potter. What about your Harry Potter illustrated books?
The difference is if you buy an illustrated version and you have the book but an illustrated version, that's two very separate things, I feel.
Okay.
Because you've got the writing, you've got the illustrated version, it's a separate thing. I've got a pop-up one that's so stunning. It's like a full drawn pop-up one. I've read it, I've read through it.
Yeah.
I could donate it and give it to someone else or pass it down or whatever, which is fine as well. Like you might want to pass down books.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is if I then bought that book again and again in the various
just has a different cover.
As a different cover. Because Harry Potter...
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's a bit ridiculous getting ones with all different covers. I mean, if there's some value in getting it with it being collector's items and you need to get like a full range or a full set of stuff.
Yeah.
I get it because people have different collections that they like to collect.
I know, but I still think we're promoting this. I get it. Yeah, I do. Like I said to you, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't get it. And also, what was really interesting with the comment section, because people are like, "Oh my God, as a teacher, you're telling people not to read," and I was like, "When? What did I say? And what did you hear?"
Shabaz's not telling people not to read. He's just saying, don't read the exact same book 10 times.
I have my own book, so of course I'm telling you to read stuff.
Yeah, and there's like 5 copies there. So
exactly.
That's overconsumption.
Yeah, people say to me, but people say this idea that, oh, well, you'll sell a book, but yeah, and I'm not saying don't read. I'm not saying don't buy books. I'm just saying you don't need
overindulge.
You don't need
in things that you don't need.
That's what overconsumption.
You've already read it once.
Right.
You can read the exact same physical copy again and again. You don't need it 10 times.
Or
basically.
Once you're done with it, donate it. So these people are like, and what was interesting was all the people in the comment section were all the people that do that. So they were like, yeah, I find it fascinating because people will excuse behaviors when it's their hobby. So like I said to you, the handbag thing or the makeup thing or anything that is a collectible or a thing. If I'm a sewer or a knitter and I've got 25 million thousand reams of wool, right, in my big, massive, giant room, it's overconsumption. I'm sorry, it is. Whether you like it or not, whether it's hobby, whether you're changing the world, whether you're making stuff, it's still overconsumption. Call it what it is. Don't deny that it's overconsumption because you like it.
I get you, yeah.
That's what I was trying to say, that I'm not denying that it's a hobby. I'm not denying it's good. I'm not denying that you want it.
Yeah.
But it's still overconsumption.
I think every person who has these luxury libraries in their homes, why don't you just open up a library and just give people free passes to just come in? Do a public service, guys, and help out the fellow community to read more.
That's really important as well because BookTokers, that's what they have done. And I applaud BookTokers and Bookstagrammers because that's literally what they have done. They've promoted a new love of reading. So many people who had never read before are now reading, thanks to them.
That is brilliant.
But however, at the same time, I'm telling you, it's still overconsumption because you are still having to buy more and more.
Think of the trees.
I think he was saying it to me. Zubs was like, I don't even buy books anymore. I get sent so many books. And imagine I have been an author for a year, nearly a year's coming up, and I have been sent so many books. And whilst I applaud them, I've not had a chance to read them all. They are just sitting on my shelf.
Yeah.
And I appreciate people sending them to me, but at the same time, I'm going...
To be honest, I've done the same. I've actually gone on Amazon, bought a bunch of books, and they still just sat on my shelf.
Yeah.
Because I haven't read half of them.
Because you haven't got time to read them. And even if you do read, honestly, even if you read 20 books a day, right, you are still not going to get through all of that. And again, like I said to you, somebody going, oh, but it's a dream. I would love to have that library. Well, it's still overconsumption. Whether you'd love to have it, call it what it is.
You'd love to have the library, but would you read it?
I'd love to have a yacht. It's still polluting the planet. You know what I mean? I'd love to have a private jet. It's still going to pollute the planet just because... And because I love to have one or because I have one doesn't mean it's not going to... You know what I mean? So I think that's what it was. But I just found buying the same book a million times.
No, if you're going to buy the exact same book, then you need to have a quiet word with yourself because that is just...
Yeah. And definitely a quiet one because you're in the library. Shh.
Yep. So our next topic, guys, is I beg your pardon.
I beg your pardon.
Absolutely. And on this week's topic of I beg your pardon is attention span. So do you think that social media today has affected our attention spans.
100%. It's done for me.
Oh, me too. Absolutely.
I've seen it in kids in school. My God, you can't, like, in lessons, 5 minutes and they're bored.
Yeah.
Whereas before you could hold them for 10 or 15 because in every school it's going to be that case. But now I don't even think it's 10 for 5. I think it's like
how long is like
2 minutes.
How long are the
Lesson.
Average TikTok video?
Less than a minute.
So that's all you've got time for. So it literally has to be less than a minute and a half long.
Absolutely. The lesson has to be, I have to condense it all into a minute.
Yeah. So the school hour needs to be like 5 minutes long.
5 minutes long.
That's it.
You
and
come in,
go
one lesson. But you need the space in between to get from one lesson and set up. So let's
10
say
minutes.
10 minutes,
That's
absolutely.
It.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do. 10 minutes of school, you're easily done.
But I also will agree that I am a victim of it because my phone died the other day, right? And I couldn't watch the show.
Why?
Because I was like, well, what am I going to do? Like, what I'm supposed to sit here the entire time and look at the TV?
Am I supposed to actually watch this? All I wanted to do is listen to it.
I was like, so what? I've got to just watch.
Well, I had this conversation. I was watching The Traitors with my sister, and I looked to the side, and I'm like, I'm sorry, am I interrupting something? Do you want to get off your phone and actually watch this with me? Because then in 5 seconds you're going to ask me, what did they say? Can you rewind it? Can I see that again?
But that's how I literally, there's two things I do. Firstly, I watch everything on 2.5 speed or 2 speed. I haven't got the time, the patience, the audacity to sit there while this girl opens the door, walks around, asks the person who's there, the creaking, the thing. I just need to open the door, get murdered, done.
Film ended.
I ain't got time for the rest of it, right? In the cinema, I remember I was sat there once and I was watching the scene and I wanted to press the skip 5 seconds on the screen. And anywhere that doesn't have a skip 5 seconds, I hate it.
I'll tell you what Shabaz is bad for, right? We'll be sat at the cinema and you'll still be scrolling through your phone.
Yeah, because I'm telling you.
Disrespectful, rude.
I can't. How's it disrespectful? Did you make the film? Are you the director?
Yeah, no, but you got to give it time, don't you?
Disrespectful to who? You?
No, to the filming industry.
Oh, give it a rest to the filming industry.
It is. It is disrespectful to the film. I'm sorry, you're here to watch the film, so enjoy the film and take it all in. Am I right?
Do you want to talk about rude? Do you want to talk about mothers?
No, do you want to talk
about mothers?
No, but
you sit in the car when the person sat next to you in a little bit of silence and you put your TikTok on.
Yeah,
so don't talk to me about disrespect to the filming industry.
Listen,
disrespect to me, love.
Yeah, but that's fine because you sit and talk every day. And if you're not saying anything, then I will go and scroll through.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's rude.
Freedom.
No, that's rude. But I'll tell you who's guilty of that though. The streaming services, because Netflix actually have a set of shows that they call background shows. So like, Is It Cake? Or, those kind of shows where...
Yeah, so for me, my background story is Desperate Housewives.
Mine's Friends.
I love Desperate Housewives.
I've seen it so much.
Because I've seen it like 8 times. Yeah. So it's always plays in the background for me.
I have Friends on all the time.
Yeah, you do always have Friends on.
I can't actually do anything unless Friends is playing. So like basically, when you were saying to me, get ready, I'll put Friends on just so I can brush my teeth or just so I can get ready because I'll need it on. I can't.
Ridiculous.
But I feel like there's something a bit deeper there because I feel like it might be like trauma.
From what? From what?
Hear me out. I feel like I don't like the silence because I'm not comfortable in the silence.
Okay, so sometimes when you drive, do you never just drive in silence?
When I'm really stressed, I do.
Like sometimes I just like driving.
No, not for joy. To nothing. Not for joy. If I've been really stressed and my mind's running 100 miles per hour, then sometimes I've driven 4 hours in complete and utter silence. I've raw dogged it the entire way. I'm like,
I think you need to.
That's the word for it. No, but that's the word for it, isn't it?
I've raw dogged it.
That's what you call it. You need to get on the internet. Grandma.
No, I think
hey, Grandma, you don't know you don't know the terms, Grandma.
Grandma.
I would say in agreement with you that attention spans are really bad.
Really bad.
But could you know what's really funny? I am changing that, right? Because we've got a podcast which is an hour long, and you gotta watch it, don't you?
Yeah.
For an hour, and the other one.
So here goes the commercial break.
So you can have a minute. The other thing is I post like my Traitors reviews and they're 20 minutes long. Someone in the comment section had the audacity to go, oh my God, I started watching this video, I loved it, and then I looked down at the time.
I've done that when I watch your video as well.
Like, but I don't get it.
It started playing. No, I did it with your Golden Globe, so it started playing. And obviously, because you can usually, in your eyesight, you can still see the bar moving. This bar's moving really slow. Can I be bothered sat here watching that whole time?
But
then I did.
But the point is, it's entertaining enough for you to think it. Somebody actually wrote in my comment section saying, you are helping concentration spans here, mate, because you kept me entertained for that 15 minutes, 20 minutes while I was watching it. But that's the point, innit? Like, just watch it. If you want to watch it for 20 minutes. But I just thought the audacity of you writing that in my comment section going, oh, I was going to watch it and then I saw how long it was, right? Well,
but I also think this whole thing about, obviously, when you watch a Netflix series and everything's already on there, so you sit there and you binge watch it. That's changing,
that's what's affected.
So that, as great as it is, because I used to hate back in the day when I used to watch Vampire Diaries, I used to wait a week and a half to watch it. So I used to wait till things finished before I watched them all. However, that I think
has affected us.
It's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time.
I do, whilst I agree, because I think like sometimes when I complain the other way, I'm like, oh my God, as if I've got to wait weekly for this show. But at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, I watched all 7 episodes in one night and I've got to wait 3 years for it.
Yeah, now I've got nothing left to watch.
And they take 3 years for the show to come back. By the time it's come back, Stranger Things, I don't remember what happened. I'm going to have to watch them sort of recap show.
Yeah, me too, before the next season comes out.
Because I don't remember what happened because it's been that long. But yeah, no, attention spans are bad.
Shot.
So the next topic is twosome, this week on social media. And this week on social media, what have you been seeing?
So what we have this week is there's been people walking around with white mesh masks on their face.
White mesh mask? Oh, you said that well.
White mesh masks.
White mesh mask, yeah.
Yep. So then they're not being picked up by like CCTV and like AI and all this stuff.
Ah, that's interesting.
So imagine like people just walking around with these white mesh masks on.
Why don't you just wear a balaclava? It's the same thing.
That's not aesthetically pleasing.
Oh, right. So they've got like these like real...
So it's like...
They look like those
so do you know
jarring... What the jousting
Yeah, jousting thing. So like Squid Game, but it's just all white.
That's quite interesting.
The mask. Because they don't want cameras recognising them. Like, I get it. We're in a day and age now where everything is recorded and CCTVs everywhere. But people don't want their face recognised with this whole AI thing majig going on.
So there was remember back in the day, Paris Hilton wore it and she had that scarf that was a reflective scarf. So when paparazzi took pictures, it just overexposed them. So that's quite interesting. That I wish they did that on number plates. Oh, you can do that on your number plates. You can spray that.
That's illegal, Shabaz.
I know, but...
Yeah, but that's still illegal.
I do, whilst I get it, because some people are like very secretive from AI, I think people in the wrong hands are just going to use that and abuse that, innit? Like someone getting away with like murder or stealing or something illegal because they can just wear a white mesh mask. See, I can't say it. White mesh mask.
Vest mask. White mesh. Say it with together.
White mesh mask.
White mesh mask.
White mesh smash.
White mesh smash. But what you said, that people wearing white mesh masks so they can get away with... No, that's not it. That's the reverse of it. The reason they're wearing the white mesh masks, mate, is because it's so the face isn't recognised, so it isn't used for AI.
No, what I'm saying is they also can get away with... I know why they're doing it, to protect their identities, and obviously they don't want
people taking the images
everywhere and all that. But at the same time, what I'm saying is people manipulate that and use that in a negative way. So these people are not doing anything wrong, are they? Saying that I don't want to be out there, my face out there all the time. But however, and I love how white mesh masks are like socially acceptable because AI, whereas a woman wearing a niqab is like, oh no, oh God forbid.
Don't do none of that.
Speaking of, did you see about those that video about the 2 girls in Dubai that there's a woman wearing a niqab, the full veil, and she is eating because she pulls it up and eats, and they're recording her. They're recording her and taking the mick out of her, and apparently they've now been arrested.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, why are you taking the mick out of people, number one?
Why are you recording somebody without their permission, number two?
Number two.
And why do you think you're in Dubai
and number
you run
three,
the place?
mind your damn business.
So, and also, I feel like the punishment was well deserved. Like, I hope they get prison time and then they'll know not to do it again. That's the truth, isn't it? Like, you go somewhere else, you go to another country.
I think you just have to respect the place that you're in. Wherever you go, I've been taught from a child, be respectful of your surroundings.
And also, I hate this culture that we live in, that everything needs to be filmed. I remember I think I've spoken about this on this podcast or maybe before. I remember there was an auntie who came round and she was like rushing and huffing and puffing and stuff. And I was like, what happened? She goes, oh, I had to go. She bumped into me. And I was like, what's up? And she was like, oh, I had to just get out of McDonald's. I was like, why? She goes, she was sat in McDonald's back in the day, and she was like, oh, I was sat down to eat, and there was a group of kids opposite me, and they were all laughing and giggling, and she was quite a big woman, and she was like, I thought they were going to record me and be like, oh, look at her, and I thought somebody put it on the internet, and I felt so awful. But I thought, at the same time, I thought, that would possibly might happen as well. One of these morons with a phone would do something like that, record a random stranger going, oh, look at her, like, sat at McDonald's eating, and she's thing, and I felt so awful for her.
Public service announcement. People, mind your damn business.
All the cocaine in the world and your nose is still in my business.
We don't need to. We don't
Have
need
you not
to.
heard that quote? My God, Grandma.
No, I have heard that quote, but how's it relevant?
Because all the cocaine in the world and your nose is still in my business.
Have you heard about the bride who got her makeup done by a makeup artist for her wedding and then went and washed it all off?
What a cow.
No, but I'm sorry. Just tell the makeup artist you don't like the makeup.
Don't go on TikTok and then really be awful. I think she thought she was doing something.
Yeah, but you're not doing anything. You're just making the other person look ridiculous.
But I think this is what she thought. I think she thought she was going on there and everyone's going to be like, oh, you poor thing. But she has got slated. She's put her account private. The makeup artist actually come out.
What she say?
And she just came out and was like, I asked her time and time again. Like, I literally said to her,
yeah, I'm
do you
sure
know?
they do,
And also,
yeah.
if she'd said it to me, I'm more than happy to redo it.
And when she redid her own makeup, it looked just the same.
I saw her and I was like, what? Like, what?
What's changed?
What's
new here? What is this?
What is this? Did you even wash your face?
Exactly.
For all I know, you look the same to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. But I think the internet has given people audacity.
Audaciousness.
Mate, it's given
all
them...
around. And I think sometimes, just be honest. Like, I've had my makeup done before, and the reason I don't get my makeup done is because I just don't feel like people do it the way I want it done. So I just do it myself.
I agree.
But if I didn't like it, I just say to them, like, please can you because me, winged eyeliner doesn't go with me with my eyes being small and stuff. And I'm just like, can you just take the winged eyeliner off? But you got to be honest because you're there paying for a service to be done for you. So just be honest with them. And all makeup artists will double check with you. Is that all right? Is this okay?
Yeah,
because I've done it before where I've done people's makeup.
Yeah, and you checked with them.
Yeah, and I did it as a job.
But the thing is, what I'm saying is afterwards, some people don't have the confidence for that. Like, I don't have the confidence to tell somebody that they've done their work wrong on me. I don't have it. Sorry. I know where people can be like, well, you should be honest. I would my hairdresser could give me she can make me look like a thumb and I'll still walk out going, love it, and then go home and cry.
No, you can't do it. I know there's people who do that because I have done it in the past, but because the difference is
once
you've been hurt too many times by it, I've got to be like, I'm sorry, this is exactly how I want it.
I know, but the difference is you will go home and do it. You won't go on TikTok and then completely slate the hairdresser when you chose not to say something.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's wrong.
You're wrong.
Just wrong.
Wrong.
Shouldn't have done it like that. She did it. She did it.
Well, she got it calm as a bitch. She should have known better.
So, have you seen? Obviously, this is a bit of a Pavo news. So, side note, Pavo news. The LA fires and what's been happening, because this has been major at the minute.
Yeah.
But have you heard about all the drama going on around it? So, basically, a lot of insurance companies cancelled the fire part of the package.
Oh, for those houses?
For the houses, yeah. So for a lot of residents in LA, they don't have fire cover on their insurance. And also, a lot of people have been making comments like, oh, yeah, but it's also because obviously Pacific Palisades, a lot of homes there belong to people who are rich and they cost a lot of money and things like that. But however, what people aren't understanding, that a lot of these homes have been like passed down generation to generation. So they could cost $5 million right now, but their grandparent paid 15 grand for it. And it's not making them money because now it's burnt down. So they're not rich. So the people actually living in them aren't rich people just because the house is rich, because it's been passed down.
But also some of the people in that area, it might be an affluent neighbourhood, but every neighbourhood has some average people living in there that have just lucked out or have a nice house, or not all. It's spreading fast, so it's not just one area, it's spreading across multiple areas. I saw something which was very, very intriguing. A conspiracy theory, right? Allegedly, the rich people's houses that are being burnt down, are they trying to cover up the evidence for the Diddy trial?
I think that's a load of rubbish. But you're telling me cover up for the Diddy trial? What do you mean? So they're going to set a whole town on fire?
No, setting their own house on fire and getting rid of the stuff. Fair enough, the houses are burning down, but at the same time, they're like, I'm going to take advantage of this and set it to
Well, there has been a lot of...
And also, yes, absolutely, burn the entire thingy down just to cover my tracks. Some people would do that.
But the other conspiracy is that the government are doing it because they want to build a smart city as well.
So wonder.
So there's a lot of things going on.
I do feel bad. I think it's awful. And I think the amount of people that have lost their livelihoods and stuff like that. Where I do not feel bad is billionaires and millionaires asking the average Joe to donate. Put a donation link. Why don't you just donate into that? Open the link and donate in there.
Exactly.
Kim Kardashian, all them lot were posting links.
Yeah.
Just open the link and put your money in there.
Post it in. It's like Oprah and The Rock.
The Hawaii thing.
The Hawaii thing.
Well, just donate in it and then we're sorted.
Yeah, just put it in.
Yeah.
All you need is 10 of you to get together. That's it.
Absolutely sorted. You're billionaires.
Donate 100 grand each. That's it. We're sorted.
And also, I saw somewhere where it was like Skims has donated clothing. I was like, what? Tommy Tucker's like, oh yeah, sorry your house burned down, but at least you look skinny.
Shabaz, she actually has clothing. She doesn't just sell Fahas, does she?
When I saw it, I genuinely thought that she was donating like Skims. So
you think that in LA there's just a bunch of men walking around in shapewear?
Well, that's what I thought.
And pantyhose.
That's what I thought Kim Kardashian. I genuinely saw it and I thought, I'm sorry.
No, she actually has clothes. Skims actually sells clothing.
I know, but I genuinely thought, I don't know that. I didn't know that. I'm sorry, I'm not into it. I genuinely thought, I was like, yeah, sorry your house is burnt down.
Here's some Skims.
At least she looks skinny.
That's just ridiculous. Oh yeah, you've lost all your belongings
but
and everything.
At least you look skinny.
But at least you look good. Sucks up. No, you don't.
I genuinely thought that, but okay, well, fair enough. She's donated some clothes.
But do you know what is even...
What she could do is donate money instead of her clothes.
No,
I'm all right.
They are donating money and they've donated food to the fire and to the fire people and everything.
Okay, cool.
But as well, what blows my mind, do you know half of the fires that have been started off from arson attacks? If you enjoy fire that much, like just go light a barbecue or something. Like, why are you sitting...
Or light yourself on fire.
Does that tickle? Yeah. No.
Oh my God, I made myself dizzy.
Just don't set fire to people's properties. Like, what is wrong with you?
Set fire to your rain. What I find ridiculous about the LA stuff is the influencers that are like looking out the window and like, in the arms of an angel. Why are you making content?
Ridiculous.
It's so bad. There's actual videos of people doing like dances and all.
In a crisis.
Absolutely. This generation is so unserious. It's unreal. There's this one guy who's got his phone up here and he's like walking, like outfit check, and there's fire burning in the background. It's ridiculous, isn't it? That's why people hate.
What is wrong with people?
Sometimes that's why.
No wonder TikTok is getting banned in America.
Literally, what I was about to say.
Because you guys just do dumb stuff.
Sometimes it needs to be banned, innit?
Sometimes it's just gotta go.
You gotta go.
Gotta go.
Yeah. So our final topic is poverty.
So our final topic, guys.
I've done it. It's fine.
No, because you didn't do it right.
Yeah, but I've done it. So our final topic is poverty. All the confessions, and oh my God, we had so many. So thank you so much. If you want to send in stuff, info@shabazsays.com. I will try and do as many as we can, but
or DM us on Instagram.
Yeah, you can do that, or send them in. Do whatever. Find a way to tell us.
Pigeon it. Send a pigeon.
Send a pigeon. Yeah. Anyway, what have you got?
So this story that I've got for you is... I, 23 years old, have a moral, ethical dilemma. My mother lost her phone about 2 weeks ago. Better said, somebody kind of stole her phone.
Oh, okay.
Which is the person. I told our insurance about it.
Oh, what are they saying? Somebody kind of stole
Somebody, yeah.
Oh, okay. Stole the mum's phone.
I told our insurance about it, but I told them that the phone we lost was about $1,000 instead of 240 is what it's actually really worth. We received 800, so I gave my mum 300 and I kept 500 for myself. I don't feel bad for the insurance as they have more than enough money, so that's really not my problem. I just question if it was a good decision to keep $500 for myself, as my mum didn't even know that we could receive some money from the insurance since she's from Portugal and she doesn't know anything about the system where we live in the US.
Okay, first things first. Insurance fraud, so that's bad.
Yeah, first of all,
but that's on
legal.
You. That's your karma. Burn in hell.
Never mind insurance fraud. That's one. Number two, you actually stole your mother's phone.
Yeah. I suppose, but it's because of the insurance fraud. It's not like he stole it and then
But why?
Did he give the phone back? But then she can buy a new phone. So that is a whole thing in itself, right? The whole thing in itself. That.
But what of her memories? She had memories, pictures on there.
Yeah, but he would have backed it up. She would have just, iCloud. We're in 2025.
Shabaz, why are you giving all the information? That's not the information we've got.
It doesn't matter.
We don't know what the phone is.
I'm sorry, it's still 2025, so it doesn't matter whether she's got all information on it. She's not got a Nokia brick, and it's not 1994, is it, right?
The phone is only worth $200.
Right? She's got it backed up, or he would have at least made sure it's backed up. What I'm saying is, first things first, stealing off your mum, a bit, I think, and then doing insurance fraud on top of it. The biggest thing I have is, if I take the story, is if you raise some money by whatever means necessary, listen, I ain't judging. I am a little bit. Well, you raised the money, innit? You raised the money. And then you gave it to your mum, fair play, but you've just replaced her phone and you've not given her anything else.
Yeah.
You've kind of essentially stolen from her, profited from her, and then
you've got $500.
And then scammed her as well. I think it's a bit dodgy. I think if
you gave your mum the full amount of the money that you've scammed her for, I'd understand you doing her a favour because you're giving her more money than what the phone's worth.
Yeah.
But you're just pocketing like 3/4 of it and giving your mum 1/4 of it.
I thought someone had stolen the phone and then he rang the insurance company but didn't tell his mum about insurance company and then scammed his mum, which both of them are still wrong. I physically can't. If I know that I have money and I could give it to my mom, I couldn't keep it. I couldn't keep the 500 knowing that I scammed my mom.
Absolutely.
I'd find it, even outside of scamming, even if he'd done it legitimately, she'd lost her phone and he'd rang the insurance and got her a replacement phone, but then kept more of it, profited some of it.
Yeah. I don't know how you could scam anyone anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
But
I find it really
and especially
awkward.
when it's your own parent.
Yeah, how would you do? But I know there's people out there that don't have a problem with that, can sleep quite comfortably. So we'll get this, and then we'll talk about our siblings. If my mum has ever asked me for something, money or anything, I will give it.
Yeah.
And otherwise, it will eat away at me, conscience. She asks me for a lift somewhere and I don't do it. It'll eat at me, and then it'll be like, all right, go on. She asks me to pick something up, and I'm like, Mom, I'm really busy. I can't. It'll eat at me, and then I'll have to go and do it.
Yeah.
My siblings can sleep comfortably sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Like sat there comfortably sleeping, going, I didn't do it. I said no, and I'm going back to sleep, and I can sleep like a baby.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I'm tossing and turning like,
thinking, I've got to do it. Yeah, I have to do it. Yeah.
They're bad, innit? I don't know how people do it. I don't know how my siblings do it.
I don't get it. Because I feel guilty. I had this conversation with my friend the other day, and she was like, this year is for you to do things for yourself. I said, I get it. But if someone's asked me of something, I'm still going to do it. I get it's a year for me to do something for myself. But especially if someone close to me has asked for something, then I'm going to do it regardless.
Absolutely.
So maybe that's something I need to improve on, but maybe it's what it is.
Speak to your therapist about it.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I agree though. I definitely agree, because I think that's what my problem is. That's what my general problem.
Yeah.
I don't have to say no. Didn't we have this discussion? Because you were like, because essentially there was a whole load of drama and a whole load of people who need to get over a whole load of drama that don't. And the thing was you were saying, well, you just lend your ear too much or get yourself into stuff when you could just say no. And I'm like, but when somebody comes to me with a problem, I want to listen and I want to help. When sometimes I don't have the capacity.
Sometimes if you help, it's at your own detriment, really.
Absolutely. So, but I just don't know. My siblings have always done it in our household. If there's ever been a struggle for money, or my parents have struggled for it, or something's gone wrong, I will do what I can. I can't sleep at night. I'm tossing and turning. I'm thinking, oh, what can I do?
Yeah, because you take them things on as your own.
I know, but my siblings can sleep comfortably. They're still out there doing what they need to do.
Yeah, like my sister, a no is a no to her. There's no changing her mind.
Yeah, me, I can't.
A no is a no. Yeah. And I'm like, no, maybe, yes, okay.
Yeah.
No, maybe, yeah, okay, all right,
absolutely,
yeah, we'll do it.
Mate. Oh, no. I'd be like, no. Absolutely not. All right, give me 5 minutes. Literally. Me, I can go in hard lying. Absolutely not.
I object.
I do not think so. Yeah. I'm not doing it. No. Right, grab your shoes then. Let's go. All right, give me 5 minutes. I'll come down.
Yeah, literally. So maybe just be more like that. This person.
I just think if you're scamming your mom, then you're definitely wrong. I think you've definitely messed up there. You scammed your own mom. It's just, it just gives me the ick.
That's not a flex.
That's not a flex. And something I think you should be, and keep that confession to yourself in future. No, thank you so much for telling us.
Yeah.
But at the same
Tell
time,
us the confessions because they are interesting.
I do think it's a moral and ethical dilemma, and I think morally you're wrong. I think give your mum
and
some of the
ethically
money.
you're also wrong.
Yeah, morally.
You're just wrong.
Yeah, I think you're wrong. You're wrong.
You're just so wrong.
I do think you need to tell your mum and probably,
confess. Maybe give her the $500.
Yeah, to make up for the fact that you stole her phone. I had that once. Do you know, like someone that we know stole my Apple Watch?
No.
Yeah. I don't like anything around my wrist. So I've worn watches before. I've worn like bracelets before. I just don't like things around my wrist. And what happened was I always just take them off. Like, let's go and chill. I always take it off. I'm like, oh, take it off. And I must have left it. And then clearly do not care that much about anything in life. I just left it at my friend's house. I was like, whatever. Went off about my day, and then a couple of weeks later I got like a notification saying your watch is no longer active, and I thought the battery's probably died somewhere, because you normally get it with like headphones and stuff saying it's no longer being detected. So I was like, whatever. And then a couple of weeks went by. I thought it's probably somewhere. I didn't even think about it. I was probably at her house and never asked for it. Every time I went around I forgot to ask. Then a couple of weeks later, I got a phone call from her saying, I'm so sorry, but my brother stole your watch and tried to sell it.
That is scatty, that.
I know, but I grew up with this kid. So, like, I grew up with that family. So I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, he tried to sell it. I was fuming. I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to tell you. So the worst is she gave me the watch back and was like, oh, by the way, I found it. It was in my kids' toys. And then weeks and weeks later, she confessed to me that the reason why was, I think she got annoyed at her sibling and then confessed to me that, oh my God, and even that time when he robbed your watch, yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you.
Why don't you tell me that from the get-go?
Because but she was embarrassed in it, which I get. You know what I mean? I'd be, Sophie, if my brother had robbed from you, I wouldn't be able to look at you in the face. I probably would tell you straight away.
No, I would tell you straight away.
Yeah, to be fair, I would tell you straight away, but I would be really embarrassed about it. Yeah,
no, but it's not your embarrassment to keep.
Yeah, true. I wouldn't be embarrassed on behalf of him. Actually, no, I wouldn't be embarrassed on behalf of him. I'd be like, well, that nitty stole your watch, mate.
Exactly. What are you doing, like stealing people's stuff?
I know. I was so blasé
I don't
about
like.
it.
Don't get me wrong. Like when you grow up and you don't exactly have all the nice, new, flashy stuff that everyone else has. I don't know what possesses people to actually go and take things that aren't theirs. It makes my blood boil.
I know.
Like, just thinking about it just makes me so angry. Like, why would you touch things that aren't yours?
Absolutely.
Like, why?
It's nitty. It's just nitty.
It is.
Well,
like, and I'm sure, like, I'm Moroccan and there's a lot of Moroccans out there, and I'm sure we go away on holiday every summer, and I'm telling you now, half the Moroccans have stories about some cousin taking something from them that doesn't belong to them.
Oh, is that what they do?
Yes.
Also, they just take it without permission?
Yeah, they just take your stuff.
Because you said that about a hard drive, about one of your relatives, innit? You had a hard drive and...
No, I had a USB. And it just disappeared. Mum was like, I'm not going to ask him. I was like, yeah, because they've taken it. Literally, that 8-year-old was in there picking up stuff.
No, but I physically saw him going, ooh, this is nice.
Yeah, this is nice. And I've already told him off for not taking it, for touching it.
So it's not like you've just randomly accused
Mum was
someone
like,
in the household.
I can't ask someone that is embarrassing. Do you know how much more embarrassing it is that they've actually taken it and I know they've taken it? That's more embarrassing.
Yeah.
Never seen him since then.
I know who it is that took it as well. It's not like if it was like generally don't know one of you took it. Then very but I know exactly which one it was. That's so funny. Oh no, that's bad. Yeah, no, I agree.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's like my sister was missing some sandals and she was looking for them everywhere.
Yeah.
Literally everywhere. These sandals that she had there the summer before and she couldn't find them. We ended up going to my cousin's house and she had something in her hand that dropped and like rolled under the bed. And as she's gone to look under the bed, her sandals were there. And she's like, oh my God, I've been looking for these sandals for ages. Like, why are they here? And the cousin turned around and went, oh, I don't know. So we all started laughing. And my other cousin went, what do you mean? Like, are you saying that the sandals like walked to your house?
Yeah, like how did they get
hid under your own bed? Like, that doesn't make no sense.
Oh, so they do that quite a lot. I mean, I suppose
it does happen.
Is it something that happens in... It probably does. But
just ask. If, like, my sister turned around
I will
and she
happily
went,
give them to you.
Yeah, you can have it.
Yeah, like, because we buy our stuff from Primark. Like, when we go abroad, we're going to buy our stuff from cheap places.
Yeah.
Take it, love. I'll give you all.
But just ask about it. Yeah. Don't just take it.
Like, my relatives, whenever I go abroad and stuff, like, my stuff that I've got, I'm like, listen, I'm honestly going to, like, get rid if you want to use it.
Yeah,
take
it.
Like, take it.
But at least ask. Like, have the decency to ask people first.
Yeah, fuming.
Fuming.
And well, there you go. That's
But
anyway, in the dilemma, You're wrong.
Wrong.
But anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching.
Thanks, guys.
That is another episode all done. We may have a previous episode that's a lost episode going up next week because Sophie's off to Umrah. So there's like 3 or 4 lost episodes that haven't gone up. So it is going to be a bit of a backdated one. Enjoy it though. Tickets are available to my tour. Please go and get them. It's not long left, and there's also selling out fast. So your local city might sell out. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, give it a like, and just comment in the comment section. It really does help. If you are listening to this, hello. Can you download the episode or give it a 5-star rating and share it with everybody? And give us a follow, give us a comment. Do you know what I mean? You know the drill. You do it every week. Don't be silly. You're still here, innit? I see you. But yeah, thank you so much. And thank you so much, Sophia, for joining us. I really appreciate you joining me on this.
This will be the last time I'm here.
I ain't coming back.
I ain't coming back anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you and have a lovely day. Bye.
Bye.